In much of the natural sciences, the environment in which research is done is completely controlled by scientists. By one scientist. Martineau's observations included some of the first academic observations of American gender roles, and she dedicated much of the third volume to the study of marriage, female occupations, and the health of women. Okay. When we asked at the very beginning why you raise your hand to ask a question in math class, while the ascribed statuses of middle-aged, happen at a point later in life. Books such as The Second Sex by Simone de Beauvoir and The Feminine Mystique by Betty Friedan. People were producing more than they needed to survive, but instead of that surplus. Social facts and their coercive power represent a form of social cohesion. Social facts and their coercive power represent a form of social cohesion. Why? Social facts and their coercive power represent a form of social cohesion. As a result, we've seen a lot of important changes in organizations that house these kinds of newer jobs. This is the age-old question: nature, or nurture?
Nurture, nature, or nurture?
So you have to define your concepts, which becomes even more important when you get to the next step of the research process, stating a hypothesis. But social location also... We're bringing... On the micro level, these ideas were picked up by what's known as the symbolic interactionist paradigm and theorists like Irving Goffman.
Wow.
Irving Goffman. Martineau started out kind of like the Crash Course of her time, bringing research. She did the research. Benjamin Lee Whorf, the American linguist who helped shape this theory, did his original research.
You're starting every cut like this. Yeah.
And his list goes on. Every life stage from when you're born to when you die. And his ambitious book called For our purposes as sociologists, we'll mainly be focusing on this second type of culture and its three main elements: symbols, values, beliefs, and norms. Okay, I was like, that's not three.
It was great to watch it happen. Oh no.
If you look back at early human history, say about 30 to 40,000 years ago, you find a lot of what Lenski called huntering and gathering societies. Huntering, yeah. It's fine. Yeah, don't you know about huntering? You find a lot of what Lenski called hunting and gathering societies. I almost said huntering.
I could tell, but you didn't.
People in huntering and gathering... I don't know why. So by their very nature, such societies tend to be small. Huntering and gathering, I did it again! Take, for instance, the consistent finding that name resumes... Compared to old-style bureaucracies, average employees in the information industry have a more direct connection to their leadership. That wasn't the teleprompter, that was just me. So.
I can tell your reaction is different when it's you.
Angry yourself.
It's the worst. Yeah, it's a teleprompter, you know, there's nothing it can do, but I can not suck.
Usually when it's a teleprompter, it's exasperation.
Yeah.
When it's you, it's anger.
The ideals of liberty and justice for all enshrined in our founding documents, heavily influenced by French philosophers like Rousseau and Voltaire, and British philosophers like Hobbes and Locke, as well as the Iroquois Confederacy and its ideas of representative democracy.
Oh, you were nailing that.
Oh,
too.
Man.
I was just like, oh, she's gonna do it.
Heavily influenced by French philosophers like Rousseau and Voltaire, and British philosophers like Hobbes and Locke, as well as by the Iroquois Confederacy and its ideas of representative democracy. It's fine.
It's all fine.
Today we learned about what culture is and the difference between material and non-material culture. We learned about three things. I'm getting worse. And just as leaders may differ in what they're trying to do, so too can they go about doing it in different ways. I'm talking here about leadership styles, of which there are 3.
Could you hit that 3 when you say 3?
Okay.
Your European 3.
This isn't. This is European 3.
This is Central California 3.
This is weird. Well then if you
Just it goes 1, 2,
3, 4, 5.
I don't like it.
the one that you're doing, does it start with the pinky?
No, I don't know. I don't I don't like this. I don't enjoy this at all.